back again to this channel. I'm Mara, and for today I am attempting to make my very own tennis skirt. The pleats are too wide as the normal tennis skirt because the trouser that I upcycle have no enough fabric for the tennis skirt for the normal size of the pleats. So I ended up with this large pleats, but it's still okay and it looks pretty. Tennis skirt is very popular nowadays, so I decided to add this in my wardrobe. So without further ado, let's get started in the tutorial. So this is the trouser that I'm going to upcycle into a tennis skirt, and I chose the very large one because tennis skirt needs a lot of fabric. First, I separate the waistband in the trouser by seam ripping it and removing the loops, and seam rip all the side seams, the seams of the crotch and the center back. I also remove the zipper and set it aside, and I'll use it for later. This trouser also comes with the lining, but I don't need it, so I remove the lining and set it aside, and maybe I can use it on my another project. Then I measured my waistline and go down for the measurement of my hip line, and then decide how long my skirt I want to be. Then I gather all the fabric that I got in the trouser and measure the length of this skirt with 14 inches and added 1 inch for my seam allowance, so total of 15 inches, and then I'm just measuring it in the fabric and cut the length of 15 inches. Then I repeat this process in all the fabric so I can create a long size of fabric. Right now I'm just reshaping the fabric into a perfect rectangle and just sew them together with a straight stitch. After that, I can now sew them together with a straight stitch. Then I sew a zigzag stitch right away to stop fraying. Now I have a long fabric enough to make pleats for my tennis skirt. Then I press it with iron to remove the crumpled part so they stay flat when I make pleats. Then I measure 1 centimeter on the side for the seam allowance and 2 inches away in the top and in the bottom, and then fold it to create pleats and pin as you make the pleats so they stay together. My waistline is size 27, but it didn't reach my size, so I'm going to move all the pleats by moving it away with 1 centimeter from my mark. Then I press the pleats with iron so they stay flat and look straight. And from the top I go down with 5.5 inches and mark them with a straight line, and this will serve as my guide for the end of my top stitch. Then I move the pleats 1 centimeter away from the mark so the skirt will get curvy in your hip line. And then from the top to the mark, I top stitch all the pleats. And cutting all the excess thread.
Then I sew a straight stitch in the top so the pleats in the back will stay together. Now for the zipper part, I first close the open seam. Then I turn the skirt inside out and place the right side of the zipper to the wrong side of the skirt and pin it. And struggle is real when you don't have a zipper foot. So right now I'm just feeling where the zipper is and sewing it closely in the side of the zipper.
I need someone to hold my mind.
Then I seam rip the part where the zipper is.
When the sun comes down,
So this is what it looks like, but now I'm just resewing in this part because the seam didn't touch the folded seam allowance in the back.
oh, I feel I can show
Now for the waistband, I reused the waistband of the trouser. I placed the waistband in my waist and then cut the excess fabric of
I
it.
need you with me by my side. It's all I know now. I need
Then before I attach the waistband, I hem first the skirt because it keeps on fraying every time I hold it. So right now I just double fold it and sew it the straight stitch. Then I place the waistband in the skirt and pinning it and sew it with the straight stitch.
with me by my side. It's all I need you with me by my side.
Then I sew a blind stitch in the inner of the waistband and I'm finished.